I kind of felt like I had no more strength, and like I didn't have any support from my family. I was alone. The only people that were there for me were my old life friends, where I didn't want to be, because that wasn't the way and the life that I wanted to live anymore. I was getting investigated. I got, my benefit had stopped and couldn't pay rent, and I ended up losing everything except for my children.
When I first met Dana, she was always down, always looked down, dressed in hoodies, no shoes. You know, I knew she was all about her babies. I used to get a sense that Mum was trying to push them aside and deal with the issues that were happening in her head.
I think when she came here, she was very unwell. She had a lot of issues around alcohol, drugs, and she had a huge debt on her shoulders. There was a lot of stuff about relationship, not only with the father of her children, but also with her immediate whānau as well. And so she just thought going out and getting drunk and doing those things, as long as her children were fed, that was being a good mother. You've got to tread softly when somebody's really unwell, because it may be, I know in the beginning, because she had 3 babies that went at school, and Desmond was only a little baby when she came here. If it just meant that we could look after those 3 babies so that she could just have a rest.
Made decisions in my life that my parents never knew of. Hung out with people that I thought was cool and no one else knew about. Did things in my life that I never ever told anybody. I think it just tainted the life that my grandparents had started for me, and it became a normal surrounding, I guess. Like, the more that I lived it, the more that I thought that this is life. Even being around gang members and stuff like that, you know, I thought, wow, this is cool. I'd leave and go and be out on the streets and go and smoke drugs and drink alcohol and things like that. I used to beat males up, intimidate males, you know, that's the gangster life teaching me that kind of way of life. Thinking of myself was what I was doing, you know, like I had 4 kids that I had to look after. I think it was more like my family, because of all my wrong decisions, my family weren't ready to support me at this point. I turned to the kids' dads and his parents, and they were willing to help. So I sent them up north with their grandparents and their father, and decided to start making changes in my life for the good. Case manager was really awesome. She helped me through like all the motel part of it all, and started knowing my situation and that I was actually making an effort to change myself, and you know, so she actually started helping me out by getting me to sign forms for transitional housing and stuff, and then found Puea, and she was just like, rang me up, and she's so excited. She's like, this place is going to ring you, you know, it's transitional housing, it's up here in Mangere. So I turned around and I went to this appointment, and I met up with Whaia Whitiao, Whaia sat there, and I'm like, great, this feels like, because it's at the marae, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I should be a good girl, you know, sit here like this and talk right. They interview the people that they take on to get to know them and the situations they're in, and if they're willing to make a change in their life. And when I got there, I don't know what it was, but I bawled out in tears, and I told them every single thing that I went through, that I'm going through, where I'm at now, and yeah, that I just need help.
I can remember talking to Dana and saying to her that she needed to love herself, and that if she didn't love herself, how was she going to love anything or anyone else? And that she needed to acknowledge and be able to say to herself that I'm a good mother, and I'm going to be an even better mother. I'm going to work through all of these things one by one, and it's going to be good at the end. I don't apologise for being upfront and being honest, keeping people on track. You can get some whānau, not all whānau, so some whānau who will actually think, oh yes, but tomorrow it changes. And I think that she really wanted to make those changes? I don't know what approach you would call it. I used to always talk about aroha, I used to talk about awhi, about manaaki, about whānau, all of those sorts of things. We talked about having relationships with siblings and especially our parents, parents and extended whānau, which she had lost. And so I just embraced all of those things.
Kaupapa here really, to be fair and without being cheeky, is around mindset change. We really are in a strong position to get these whānau to take a good look at where they are and give them the vision of where they can be. But we just happen to be able to do it here at the back. So having agencies here, what takes them maybe 3 weeks is taking us 3 days. But we do it respectfully, and that tikanga is right up front. I mean, there's a case in point, we had a dad in his whare. We bring all our heavy kōrero into the whare, and we sit under keiroto te titiro rātou. And one particular dad, he was pretty heavy. He'd been in and out of jail for the last 20 years, came out, sat down here, and we just put the kaupapa to him and said, "Oh, where are you going with this stuff?" After our tikanga, after our mihi, and he just broke down. He said, "Look, I need some help." This was in front of his wife, who had been victimised so many times it scared the heck out of all of us. So the tikanga that you're talking about, bro, for me isn't just about their whakapapa ki ta kāinga ni. It's also about their knowledge of their own tikanga inside of them as well.
Today, Dana and I, we have a really good relationship. In the beginning, it was like a love-hate relationship, but today it's really natural. We can talk, she can cut the pumpkin up, we're making soup, we're having this catch-up, It never ever was like that. For us, in my role, I had to take control of her life to ensure that not only she was safe, but her children were safe. So there's different aspects right through the whole thing, but I think manaaki is a huge part of that.
My goals were in life at the time, which was have a stable home and have my children home with me, and then go from there. So I accomplished my drug and alcohol, my parenting and all that kind of stuff, but it actually changed me as a person. It wasn't like, just saying it is not the same feeling as living it and just being around positive people, and it changed me as a person. Instead of saying, "Oh, be bad, that's cool," it's like, where is that going to get you in life, man? Being happy, being positive about everything, not swearing or getting angry about little small things. Even if people are negative towards me, still being positive towards them, that's the sort of person that I've become.
Just the little things of taking them to get furniture for their home. The little things of taking them to the home to view it, so that they can confirm to us in New Zealand that they want it. Just her, she was like, "Really, is this my home?" She came back and she told me, she goes, "I can't understand why I get a home like this. I don't even deserve it." And then, just the little things of saying to her, "No, you do deserve it. You do deserve it." And moving them in and letting them grow by themselves, that's the difference. And now, oh my God, she's a different person. Her personality has changed. Her attitude has changed. And that's what I mean by the mindsets. You get them out of the mindset that they're currently in into the mindset that they want to be in.
I think out of all the whānaus that have been here, she was probably the one where we saw how her body revitalised. Just with the support, just getting herself well so that she could start dealing with some of the mamai, that she was going through with her tāne, with her children, and trying to manage that well. And when I saw her today, to be able to sit in the same wharekai that she used to cook in all the time for her children, and see her bubbly, talking, you know, talking about her life, I mean, then it makes it all really worthwhile.
So behind me over here is where me and my children lived for 2.5, 3 months, where they helped us before they got us a home, the home that we're living in now. And whilst being here, helping me stay focused on the right things, positive lives for my children, keeping me on track with my routines for my children, you know, bedtime, bath time, dinner time, school, and just staying consistent on my routines as a mum. It's kind of like in our life now, you know, but in a different way.
Yeah, well, it's the same, but you're just doing it in a different setting.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I mean. Like when I was told about that, I'm like, yes, I will, you know, reach out and do that for families because, you know, like you have inspired me, I guess, to do things like that for whānau.
wow.
I do meals too, so because my kids don't always eat all the food that I cook.
So you cook for other families who don't have any time?
Yeah, but how I do it is whatever the kids don't eat from the meals that I cook, I store them and freeze them,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
a
go.
good idea.
Yeah, and I give them to the lady that drops off to the families that need meals.
It's, I'm hoping that we don't become just another agency. I want the legacy of Te Puea to continue, you know, not just for Manaaki Tangata, but her legacy to carry on. But yeah, just imagine if she was here today. I mean, she is. Wahine toa. I even asked myself, like, she was a woman, and a strong woman, and like the woman that always, strong-minded woman, and that's what we are. And with the legacy, I think she's left it on us. It's growing on us.
Yeah.
They helped me change my life. They're my family. Yeah, I love them all. The work that they do for all the families, you know, they still reach out to me and my family. They still give us kai. They still fill our freezer with meat. Like, I've been in here nearly a whole year. And they still ring me up, come on, we've got some kai here, please. Can you make an appointment? You know, what day can you come in? What time can you come in? Just got to come pick up this kai. And, you know, and it's not only me that they're still reaching out to. They've housed hundreds of other families that they do the same thing for. Even when I got this home, they fully furnished it, right to knives and forks. My advice is, if you're going through anything, and you know, even if you don't get referred for your case manager, Te Puea Marae is there for each and every one of us. If you know, I was in this point where I didn't have any avenues in life where to turn to, and Te Puea Marae came into my life and helped change my life for the better. So if there's any people out there that are struggling in life or anything that they're going through, you know, Te Puea Marae is there for everybody and anybody that is willing to make change in their life.